BalanceWare, next-generation trial balance software, designed for the pressures of a demanding tax season. Welcome to another 3-minute video by BalanceWare. This time, we'll discuss the features available when importing transactions from QuickBooks. You might ask, well, which version of QuickBooks are you importing from? We're happy to report, any version. That's right, both the online and desktop versions are supported by the QuickBooks Transaction Import dashboard. Unlike the QuickBooks Import button on the Accounting tab, which imports account balances, this import is transaction-based. All of the transactions from your client's QuickBooks file can be imported into BalanceWare either periodically or cumulatively, at the end of the year for instance. The import procedure is fundamentally the same for any version of QuickBooks, desktop or online. The first step is to create a standard report containing transactions within the date range required. The report used for the online version is the journal report, and a custom transaction detail report is generated for the desktop version. The report is then saved to an Excel file, and then imported to the BalanceWare transaction dashboard, where QuickBooks accounts are assigned to BalanceWare accounts, as needed. The final step is to record the import, and editing is available for all transactions, at any time. Today, I'll demonstrate both types of imports. First, we'll take a look at a QuickBooks desktop import. I've got my client's QuickBooks file open, and I'm going to select the transaction detail report from the Custom Reports menu. The only consideration on the Modify Report form is the dating. You'll want to enter a proper starting and ending dates. In this instance, I'll select all of the transactions for the prior year, and then click on the OK button to generate the report. After the custom detailed transaction report is generated, there is one more step before we jump over to BalanceWare. Let's go ahead and export this report to an Excel file. I'll click on the Excel button at the top of the report. We do want to create a new worksheet in a new workbook, as indicated by default. However, we may need to turn off all of the advanced features of the export. So, let's take a look at those by clicking on the Advanced button. Unless previously set, all of these advanced features are turned on by default. BalanceWare requires all of these features to be disabled, except for the Show Report Header option, which can be set to either option. Next, we'll export this report to an Excel file, and save the file in a handy spot for importing into BalanceWare. To perform the final steps, open the Transactions dashboard by selecting the QB Transactions button from the Right-Up tab of the BalanceWare ribbon. The dashboard consists of 3 tabs, and importing QuickBooks transactions to the dashboard is accomplished on the first tab. Simply select the Import button and navigate and select the source file for the import, which is the Excel file generated by QuickBooks. The source file path and the number of transactions imported to the dashboard are immediately displayed, and we are done with the first tab. The next step is to ensure that all QuickBooks accounts are assigned to a BalanceWare account, and we do this on the second tab, the Chart of Accounts tab. All of the QuickBooks accounts, on the left, have been assigned to BalanceWare accounts, found on the right side of the dashboard, and the Record This Import button is enabled. If there were any accounts unassigned, the Record This Import button would be disabled, but since we have imported QuickBooks transactions previously, the dashboard is aware of account assignments. The next step, obviously, is to record, or post, these transactions, and proceed to the Editing tab, where recorded transactions can be edited on an individual basis, or en masse, with the use of filters. Transactions can be filtered on the following fields: the BalanceWare account, the import timestamp, transactions date, transaction type, name, a word, or words in the memo field, and the QuickBooks account. The Filter section of the dashboard includes controls to reassign selected accounts to a new BalanceWare account, delete the selected transactions, print the selected transactions and export the selected transactions to Excel. On each individual transaction, edits can be performed for the BalanceWare account assignment and the memo field. The final feature I'd like to demonstrate today is the QuickBooks Online Journal Report generation and import. To get started, I'll generate a journal report for the entire year in my client's online account, and then export the report to an Excel file, and save that Excel file in a handy location. Unlike the desktop Excel file export, there are no settings to adjust and the report is ready for importing. So let's go back to BalanceWare and import this online source file, starting with the first tab. The Chart of Accounts tab is completely populated, and the Record this import button is enabled. So let's go ahead and post this import, and proceed to the Editing tab. With an online import, you may see a lot more information in the memo portion of each transaction, since QuickBooks Online is most likely capturing data directly from a bank feed. The memo field is generally not used as frequently in desktop versions of QuickBooks. Of course, the QuickBooks imports are completely integrated into BalanceWare accounting, with full drill-down capability and integration into all the other modules, such as cash flows, general ledger and financial reporting, both interim and annual. For instance, if I drill down on a QuickBooks transaction, from the accounting dashboard, the QuickBooks transaction dashboard is open to the transaction, on the Edit Recorded Transactions tab. We've also made some accommodations on the general ledger report, to enable the entire memo field to grow, if required, to display all of the information contained in the import files. That pretty well sums up the QuickBooks transaction import features, and thanks for watching. We hope you find our 3-minute videos informative. Visit us on the web for the latest developments. Why not download our 30-day free trial? And please, let us know what you think. We value your feedback. Till next time, this is Tex Tilson for BalanceWare. Powerful tools to help you manage engagements.